Hey, I'm gonna make this video just about a bunch of topics. I've made a video for a while. I've been getting a lot of downloads. My higher self is helping me remember things of other lives, but how the everything works, like how this earth is. Before I get into that, I just want to talk a little bit about this virus that's going around now. Everybody's got a. What I think everybody should do is think for yourself and do your own research. Now, viruses, those masks that they're wearing, most of the masks people are wearing, they don't stop no virus from getting through. And I don't believe there's a virus anymore. I think there was a virus at the beginning. This is my own personal opinion, and but I think it's gone now. And I think the powers that are the people that are in charge right now are just milking it for as much as they can do with this virus and making it a pandemic when it's not really a pandemic. You think about the flu, people get the flu every year, and it's about the same amount of people who get the regular flu. They're just, and then I'm watching videos on YouTube of doctors and nurses saying that about the how the virus it's like a scam. It's like they're making it seem like there's more people dying from doctors reporting and saying that they're being told to put down a cause of death when it's a patient who comes in who might have the virus, who tested whatever as having the virus, but was already an elderly person, gentleman or woman, and who has sicknesses, who is old and dying, is slow, near death anyways, and then they get this virus and then they mark it down. It's so complicated. Most of the people who are dying are old and sick, or the old and sick. Not all of them, but most of them. And a lot of times I've seen the videos on YouTube. That's why people should do your own research. Check this out before they take them off YouTube. That doctors are being told to put down as COVID, as cause of death as COVID, no matter what. And these masks, you ask your own family doctor if they would stop a virus. These paper thin masks, like I'll show you the one mask that I have. I only wear this mask because I have to. You wear it so if I want to get on the bus to go to the hospital for my treatment, these these don't do nothing to stop any virus or anything like that. I've done my own research and ask your own doctor and they'll tell you the same thing. They don't do nothing. Now these tests, I've seen other videos on YouTube stating that these tests are faulty. False positives, so many false positives. So they're unreliable. I wouldn't want to get their test because it's not reliable. That's my opinion. And somebody like me, as you can see, I've had, well, lupus is going away, but I've been suffering from lupus for almost 18 years, 17 and a half years. And I've had deficiency for 35 years. Been going to the hospital for treatment for 32 years. Had countless amount of infections, taking antibiotics. I'm not wearing a mask. I'm not worried. Why? Because I don't believe it's what they're making it out to be. Like it's some so deadly and this and that. Do your own research. The point I'm trying to make is do your own research. Think for yourself. And everything you hear on that television that you watch every day is not the truth. It's just it's all fabric. A lot of it is fabricated. I'm not saying there wasn't a virus. There was a virus, but they're making it out to seem like it's the bubonic plague. It's the end of the world kind of thing. This is done purposely to keep people in fear because when you're in the fear thinking mode, you can't think properly. You shut down in many areas. Your heart shuts down, and they want that. They don't want you to have love in your heart. They want you to have fear. They want to keep you afraid. This way, you're easily controlled. It's that simple. Now, in divide and conquer, black against white, it's the same crap. It's the same playbook these people have been using for centuries. Just think, people. You have a brain. You have a heart, number one. That's the most important thing. Let your heart guide your brain. That's all I wanted to say about this craziness that's going on. Just think for yourself, people. Okay. Anyways, I've been remembering a lot of stuff. Okay. I've been getting downloads from my galactic family to our family, sorry. Um, Pleiadian. I had an out of body experience. I don't know where I was, but I went in this it looked like a huge building. It looked like kind of like a library. I don't know if it was where the Akashic records are, but it was a Palladian woman there, and I was like floating. And this is an experience I had. I was meditating and I actually fell asleep, and I left my body. And I remember I was there and I was looking at her, and I kind of made her feel uncomfortable. She was very, very beautiful, tall, blonde. She was Palladian. I knew her though. The thing is, though, I recognized her, and I couldn't say where exactly I was, but I know it was in the next dimension, the fourth. They call it the fourth dimension, whatever. It's the second, fourth, whatever. It's another dimension. Okay, you leave your body every night. You're just not consciously aware of it, and a lot of your dreams are actual experiences, or most of your dreams are actual experiences you're having out of the body in other dimensions, other times. I've had some really amazing experiences like that. But I started remembering about how these dimensions, okay, were like you take somebody like I don't want to say his name. I don't want to get a strike or anything like that. But somebody who's been talking about the Andromedans, which is a part of our galactic family. That's one of I've met. One came to visit me, and I had the feeling I got was I didn't have a chance to talk to him because I was in the night, and I said to them through telepathy, they could do something. It's okay. I give them permission, and I think it was that night, the same night or the next night, I went to sleep, and this is still during the Kundalini experience, and I was coming back in my body because when you wake up, you have to go to the bathroom. But I was out of my body, and I was coming back in because my body was. You're connected. When you leave the body, you still feel from your physical body. You can still pick up things. It sends you feel when you have to go to the washroom. And I was coming back in my physical body, and I stopped. I slowed down because there was this Andromedan. I'm sure it was the feeling I got, and the message he sent me telepathically was that he was Andromedan, and he was showing me something, and he was like touching my hand or almost holding my hand, and he had this beautiful robe on, right? And I came back in my body, and then I opened my eyes, and I couldn't see him with my physical eyes because he's in another dimension, right? But he must have left right after, as soon as I came back in my body, and he gave me a message that something that was bothering me. I guess I'll talk about it. Why not? When I was, well, how old was I? I helped raise a little kitten. One of my friends found two little kittens under a truck, and it was near where I lived with my parents, and I brought them home, and I raised both of them. Thinking one didn't have his eyes open, the other one just barely. She had just one eye open, barely open. She could see me. Anyways, I raised both of them, and one we kept, and one we gave to some relatives. And this kitty was so smart. It was so peaceful. I don't know. And I was meditating. I was only 16, 17 when this happened. And so I think it was 17, yeah. And I raised her, and she was like one of the most peaceful cats. Didn't want to fight with any other kitties. Used to play with one of the cats that we had, originally the first cat we had, Tiger. And after about 2.5 years, when I was 19, 20 years old, about 3 years after we had her, I raised her and we kept her, she just disappeared. Okay. And I remember at the age of 20, I was already meditating for like 2 or 3 years, and was having good results into meditation, going into higher states of consciousness and having out of body experiences. And I remembered this, it just disappeared. And I had this feeling that, don't ask me why, but I guess because I was opening up, my intuition was getting stronger, and my my metaphysical abilities, which we all have, was getting stronger. I had this feeling that it had to do with somebody from this planet took my cat. And I had the impression it was somebody, a race, but it was the wrong race. And I didn't know until till this year, or was it last year, in 2019, when that being, the Andromedan being, told me telepathically. It happened so fast, but it was cool the way it happened. He showed me in my mind that who took my cat, because we were like really close. I raised it as a little tiny kitten, man. It's like my little kid. It was my child. Okay, we all loved her, but I loved her like, because I raised her. It was like closer to me, and it really hurt me when we lost her and we couldn't find her. And it didn't bother me, but it's always in the back of my mind, right? And he showed me that, believe I know it's going to sound crazy, but the reptilians, the Drak, whatever, the reptilians, the ones that everybody, they're but the ones that are they call evil, whatever. They're just negative beings from the fourth dimension. They took it and they tortured my freaking cat. He showed me an image in my mind. And why they did that, I don't know. Maybe because I'm Lyran, originally Lyran soul, and Lyrans and reptilians don't get along too good. Not from us, but they they. If I remember what Alex was saying, Mr. Collier was saying that they invaded the Lyrans hundreds of thousands of years ago, or how long it was, millions of years ago, and there was a war that started. But the Lyrans were peaceful people, which we are. Anyways, that's one thing I remembered in that experience was he was showing me the truth, which was I thanked him for. It was very very nice of him to tell me that. Finally, get that cleared up in my mind and in my heart. And I've been remembering other things like this school. I mean, this Earth is like a school. It's a university. Every planet that's out there is like a school you can learn from. You can become like Lyrans, Andromedans. You can take one. You can have one lifetime, and you could take one lifetime after this lifetime. Say you wanted to become. You'd have to get permission on that. If you were ready for that kind of a life, you can go to the Andromedan constellation and have a lifetime as an Andromedan or so on. That's the way. I forgot that. Now I'm starting to remember all that stuff. The university, how it works. This whole universe is a university. Planets are places you go to learn and experience and grow with other beings. Right. This whole universe is full of life. I wish people would just wake up. I mean, just to think of the only life out there is on this planet is pretty crazy. If you think about it, the amount of planets and galaxies that are out in our universe, it's crazy for somebody to think that there's no other life out there. I mean, seriously? Wow, talk about brainwashing. People have been so conditioned to have their beliefs in a small little box. It's crazy. Once you wake up, you have that awakening with that Kundalini experience. They just really woke me up and still remembering things in that. And it's just amazing how people still, if they find it hard to believe that there's other life out there, or if they say, "Oh yeah, there must be." We've been none of us on this earth is originally from Earth. That I know. I've learned that too, and I've had so many lifetimes. I don't know how many lifetimes you can find out. That's why I talk about going within. You have to do the work. You have to meditate. You have to learn. It's simple stuff. I said in other videos how to meditate. Do that every day. Start off with 20 minutes a day. Work up to half an hour, 45 minutes, and so on. If you can do a few hours a day, it's the best. I mean, you start to open, your mind expands. There's different states of consciousness. Each dimension, there's like 12 dimensions now, and each dimension has multiple levels, so many levels in one dimension. And it's like this universe and the school, this whole university, this universe is a university, is so huge. It's amazing. It's how many levels, in just the fourth dimension, there's higher levels in the fourth and there's lower levels in the fourth. And lower levels are full of, the duality. And the higher, right to the top of the fourth is hardly any duality. There's still some. Sorry, my throat's a little bit dry. Anyways, I just want to talk a little bit about that and tell you that experience that, I don't want to say are aliens, but ETs exist. This universe is full of life. If you really want to know, go within. You got to do the work, meditate, go within yourself. Looking in this outside world, in this three-dimensional world, you can only find out so much as truth. It's so full of contradictions. This is done purposely to keep you confused. So just go within. You'll find yourself is within your heart. Go within your heart. Thank you. I love you guys all. Take care.